Hi there, I'm Dr. Laura, and if you're over 50 and you've been noticing that your legs don't feel as strong as they used to, if you're struggling with balance, or if you feel like you're losing muscle mass despite eating what you think is a healthy diet, then what I'm about to share with you today could be absolutely life-changing. Here's a startling statistic that might shock you. According to recent research, 73% of adults over 50 experience significant leg strength decline. And here's the kicker. Much of this isn't just due to aging. It's actually being accelerated by foods we've been told are healthy. Specifically, certain fruits that are sitting in your kitchen right now. Now, before you think I'm about to tell you that all fruit is bad, I'm not. Fruit can be incredibly beneficial. But here's what most people don't realize. Not all fruits are created equal, especially when it comes to maintaining muscle strength and preventing the kind of muscle loss that leads to falls, fractures, and loss of independence. Let me tell you about Margaret, one of my 65-year-old patients. She came to me frustrated because despite walking every day and eating what she called a healthy diet, which included a large glass of orange juice every morning, dried fruit snacks, and her favorite tropical smoothies, she was getting weaker. Her legs felt unstable, she was having trouble getting up from chairs, and she was terrified of falling. Within just 6 weeks of making the fruit swaps I'm going to share with you today, Margaret felt stronger, more stable, and more confident than she had in years. And the crazy part? She's actually eating more fruit now, just the right kinds. In the next 20 minutes, I'm going to reveal the 9 worst fruits for leg strength after 50, explain exactly why they're sabotaging your muscles at the cellular level, and give you science-backed alternatives that will actually support your strength and mobility. But before we dive in, if this topic resonates with you, please hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. I'm Dr. Laura with Senior Vital Guide, and I'm here to give you the evidence-based health information that can truly change your life after 50. And hey, drop a comment right now telling me, what's your biggest concern about maintaining strength as you age? Now, you might be wondering, how can fruit possibly affect leg strength? Here's what's happening in your body that most people don't understand. After age 50, we naturally start losing muscle mass at a rate of about 1 to 2% per year. This process is called sarcopenia, and it's not just about looking different in the mirror. It's about maintaining the strength you need for independence, balance, and quality of life. Your muscles are constantly in a state of breakdown and rebuilding. This rebuilding process, called muscle protein synthesis, requires specific conditions to work optimally. And here's where certain fruits become problematic. When you consume fruits that are high in fructose, especially without fiber to slow absorption, several things happen that directly impact your muscle strength. First, you get a massive spike in blood sugar and insulin. While insulin can help with muscle building when timed correctly, chronic elevation actually promotes muscle breakdown and interferes with growth hormone production, both crucial for maintaining leg strength. Second, excess fructose gets processed primarily by your liver, and when your liver is overwhelmed, it creates inflammatory compounds. Chronic inflammation is one of the biggest enemies of muscle protein synthesis. It's like trying to build a house while someone keeps tearing down the foundation. Third, many of these problematic fruits lack the fiber, antioxidants, and micronutrients that actually support muscle health. So you're getting all the problems with none of the benefits. But here's what makes this especially dangerous after 50. Your body becomes less efficient at handling these sugar spikes. Your muscles become more resistant to insulin, meaning they can't effectively use nutrients for repair and growth. Meanwhile, the inflammatory response becomes more pronounced and longer lasting. The result? Your daily fruit choices, the ones you thought were healthy, are actually accelerating muscle loss and weakening your legs. Now, I want to be clear about something important. The issue isn't fruit itself. The issue is specific types of fruit, specific forms of fruit, and specific timing. There are absolutely fruits that support muscle health and leg strength, and I'll share those with you shortly. But first, let's dive into the 9 worst offenders. As we go through these, I want you to be honest with yourself about which ones are regular parts of your diet. Don't worry if you recognize some favorites. By the end of this video, you'll have much better alternatives. Ready? Let's start with the number one muscle-destroying fruit that's probably in your refrigerator right now. Fruit number one, bottled orange juice, the silent muscle killer. I'm starting with orange juice because it's probably the most common healthy breakfast choice that's actually destroying leg strength. A typical 8-ounce glass contains 26 grams of sugar. That's more than a can of Coke, with virtually no fiber to slow absorption. Here's what happens when you drink that morning OJ. Within 15 minutes, your blood sugar skyrockets. Your pancreas dumps insulin to handle this sugar tsunami. But here's the problem. This insulin spike doesn't just happen once. Because there's no fiber or fat to provide sustained energy, you crash within an hour or two, creating a roller coaster that stresses your entire system. Recent studies show that people who consume high amounts of fruit juice have significantly higher levels of inflammatory markers, like C-reactive protein and interleukin-6. These inflammatory compounds directly interfere with muscle protein synthesis and accelerate muscle breakdown. But wait, doesn't orange juice have vitamin C? Yes, but you can get the same amount from half a fresh orange, along with 3 grams of fiber that completely changes how your body processes the natural sugars. The fresh orange supports muscle health. The juice undermines it. Fruit number 2, dried grapes and grape juice, the concentration trap. Raisins and grape juice represent what I call the concentration trap. When grapes are dried or juiced, you're getting 4 to 5 times the sugar concentration without any of the volume or fiber that would naturally limit your intake. A small box of raisins, the kind you think is a healthy snack, contains 25 grams of sugar. That's like eating 8 to 10 fresh grapes worth of sugar in just a few bites. Your body simply isn't designed to handle this concentrated sugar load. Grape juice is even worse. The processing removes not just fiber, but also many of the beneficial compounds like resveratrol that are found in grape skins. What you're left with is essentially sugar water with some vitamins added back. Research from the Journal of Nutrition found that people who consumed concentrated fruit sugars like those in raisins and fruit juices had significantly lower muscle mass and strength compared to those who ate whole fruits. The mechanism? Chronic inflammation and insulin resistance. Fruit number 3, overripe mangoes, the tropical trouble. I love mangoes, but timing matters. When mangoes become very soft and sweet, their sugar content can exceed 25 grams per cup, and the fiber structure breaks down, making the sugars more readily available. Overripe mangoes also lose many of their beneficial compounds while concentrating the problematic ones. The high fructose content goes straight to your liver, and when your liver is overwhelmed processing fructose, it produces inflammatory compounds that circulate throughout your body, including to your muscles. The key with mangoes is choosing them when they're just barely ripe, still firm but yielding slightly to pressure. At this stage, they maintain their fiber structure and have a better balance of nutrients to sugars. Fruit number 4, canned pineapple in syrup, the double whammy. Fresh pineapple is actually beneficial for muscle health because it contains bromelain, an enzyme that helps reduce inflammation. But canned pineapple in syrup is a completely different story. First, the canning process destroys most of the bromelain. Second, the added syrup typically doubles or triples the sugar content. A cup of canned pineapple in syrup contains up to 40 grams of sugar, more than your muscles can effectively process at one time. This sugar overload triggers what researchers call metabolic inflexibility. Your muscles become less able to switch between burning sugar and fat for fuel, leading to decreased efficiency and strength over time. Even canned pineapple in its own juice is problematic, because the juice concentrates the natural sugars beyond what you'd consume if eating fresh pineapple with its intact fiber structure. Okay, let's pause for just a moment. If you're finding this information helpful and eye-opening, please hit that like button. It really helps more people discover this crucial information. And drop a comment below telling me your biggest takeaway so far. Are you surprised by any of these fruits? Let me do a quick recap of what we've covered. Orange juice creates inflammatory sugar spikes. Dried grapes concentrate problematic fructose. Overripe mangoes overwhelm your liver's processing capacity. And canned pineapple combines sugar overload with destroyed beneficial compounds. Now let's continue with the remaining 5 fruits that are secretly sabotaging your leg strength. Fruit number 5. Overripe bananas. The starch conversion problem. Bananas are tricky because their sugar content changes dramatically as they ripen. An unripe banana is mostly starch, complex carbohydrates that provide steady energy. But as bananas develop brown spots, that starch converts to simple sugars. A very ripe banana can contain up to 17 grams of sugar with minimal fiber effectiveness because the fiber structure has broken down. This creates a rapid blood sugar spike similar to eating candy. The timing of banana consumption also matters. Eating overripe bananas on an empty stomach, like many people do for breakfast, creates the maximum inflammatory response because there's nothing to slow sugar absorption. Fruit number 6, candied or dried cherries, the antioxidant imposter. Fresh cherries are actually excellent for muscle health because they're rich in anthocyanins, compounds that reduce inflammation and support muscle recovery. But candied or dried cherries are the opposite. The drying and candying process destroys most of the beneficial antioxidants while adding concentrated sugars. Some commercial dried cherries contain up to 30 grams of added sugar per quarter cup. What's particularly problematic is that people often eat these thinking they're getting the anti-inflammatory benefits of fresh cherries, but they're actually consuming inflammation-promoting concentrated sugars. Fruit number 7. Commercial smoothies, the hidden sugar bomb. Store-bought smoothies might be the worst offenders on this list because they combine multiple problematic fruits while marketing themselves as health foods. A typical commercial fruit smoothie contains 50 to 70 grams of sugar. That's 12 to 17 teaspoons of sugar in a single drink. Even worse, many use fruit concentrates and purees that have been stripped of fiber and beneficial compounds. The liquid form means this massive sugar load hits your system within minutes, creating inflammatory spikes that can last for hours and directly interfere with muscle protein synthesis. Fruit number 8. Applesauce and apple juice, the fiber strip. Apples are wonderful for muscle health when eaten whole. The fiber, pectin, and polyphenols work together to provide steady energy and anti-inflammatory benefits. But applesauce and apple juice strip away these benefits while concentrating the sugars. A cup of applesauce contains about 23 grams of sugar with minimal fiber effectiveness. Apple juice is even worse at 24 grams of sugar per cup with no fiber at all. Research shows that people who consume whole apples have better muscle mass and strength markers compared to those who consume processed apple products, even when total sugar intake is similar. Fruit number 9. Sweetened dried cranberries, the health halo deception. Fresh cranberries are incredibly tart, so commercial dried cranberries are loaded with added sugars, sometimes more added sugar than actual cranberry. A quarter cup can contain 25 grams of sugar, most of it added. The irony is that fresh cranberries are excellent for reducing inflammation and supporting muscle health, but the dried, sweetened versions do the opposite while trading on cranberries' healthy reputation. Better alternatives. 5 minutes, 650 words. Now that we've covered what to avoid, let's talk about fruits that actually support leg strength and muscle health after 50. The muscle-supporting fruits. Berries are your best friends. Blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, and raspberries are relatively low in sugar, but incredibly high in antioxidants that reduce inflammation and support muscle protein synthesis. A cup of blueberries contains only 15 grams of natural sugar, along with 4 grams of fiber, and powerful anthocyanins that actually help your muscles recover and rebuild. Avocados are technically fruits, and they're phenomenal for muscle health. They provide healthy fats that support hormone production, including testosterone and growth hormone, which are crucial for maintaining muscle mass after 50. Fresh citrus fruits, not the juice, are excellent choices. Half a grapefruit or a whole orange provides vitamin C for collagen synthesis, fiber for steady blood sugar, and bioflavonoids that support muscle health. Apples with the skin provide steady energy, beneficial fiber, and quercetin. a compound that helps reduce exercise-induced inflammation and supports muscle recovery. Timing matters. The best time to eat fruit for muscle health is either about 30 minutes before exercise, when your muscles can immediately use the natural sugars for fuel. Within 2 hours after resistance training, when your muscles are primed to absorb nutrients for recovery. Avoid eating high-sugar fruits on an empty stomach first thing in the morning, as this creates the most inflammatory response. The portion principle. A serving of muscle-friendly fruit should fit in your cupped palm. This natural portion control ensures you get beneficial nutrients without overwhelming your system with sugar. Combination strategy. When you do eat fruit, combine it with protein or healthy fat. This slows sugar absorption and provides the amino acids your muscles need for protein synthesis. Try berries with Greek yogurt, apple slices with almond butter, or avocado in a post-workout smoothie. Hydration support. Many people don't realize that proper hydration is crucial for muscle function. Instead of fruit juices, try infusing water with fresh fruit slices. You get the flavor and some nutrients without the sugar overload. The replacement plan. Instead of orange juice in the morning, try half a fresh orange with your protein-rich breakfast. Instead of dried fruit snacks, pack fresh berries or apple slices. Instead of commercial smoothies, make your own with berries, spinach, protein powder, and avocado. The key is making gradual changes. Don't try to eliminate all problematic fruits at once. Pick 1 or 2 from the list we covered and make better swaps this week. Your muscles will start responding within days, and within weeks, you'll notice improved strength and stability. Let me recap the key takeaways from today's discussion, because this information could literally be the difference between maintaining your independence and mobility or struggling with weakness and instability as you age. The big 3 points to remember. First, not all fruits are created equal when it comes to muscle health after 50. The worst offenders, orange juice, dried fruits, overripe tropical fruits, and commercial smoothies, create inflammatory responses that directly interfere with muscle protein synthesis and accelerate muscle breakdown. Second, the form matters as much as the fruit itself. Whole fruits with intact fiber are generally beneficial, while juiced, dried, or highly processed versions of the same fruits can be destructive to muscle health. Third, timing and combination are crucial. Eating the right fruits at the right times, combined with protein or healthy fats, can actually support your leg strength and overall muscle health. Here's your action plan. This week, choose just one problematic fruit from today's list that you consume regularly and replace it with one of the muscle-supporting alternatives I shared. Notice how you feel. Many people report improved energy and stability within just a few days. Track your progress. Pay attention to how your legs feel when you get up from chairs, climb stairs, or maintain balance. These small changes can lead to remarkable improvements in strength and confidence. If you found this information valuable, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. The sad reality is that many people over 50 are unknowingly accelerating their muscle loss through these common dietary mistakes. Hit that like button if this opened your eyes to something new. And make sure you're subscribed to Senior Vital Guide with notifications on. I regularly share evidence-based strategies for thriving after 50, and I don't want you to miss any of them. Drop a comment below and tell me, which fruit from today's list surprised you the most? And what's the first swap you're going to make this week? Remember, always consult with your healthcare provider before making significant dietary changes, especially if you have diabetes or other metabolic conditions. This information is for educational purposes and doesn't replace personalized medical advice. Until next time, keep building that strength, and I'll see you in the next video.